Hey there, it's Oliver Olson here, and I've got a quick little addition to the SpeedyWeb Videos library. And this is a technique that I've been using in marketing video we're putting together now, and I thought I would just share it with you. So let me just get this out of the way. We'll just play it. All right, so I think you can recognize some of the things that are going on there. And this particular promotion is for a smartphone app. Um, but So what I've done is I've taken stock images and cropped them, and then I've applied some fuzzy to the edges, and then I've animated them. So the way that I do that is I select the image, and then you click Format up here, and you'll get Picture Effects. Go down to Soft Edges, and I'm choosing a 50-point soft edge, so very soft. All right. Then I go over to corrections, and you choose one of these to kind of make the picture look a little bit different. You don't have to do this part of it. I'm actually working on another video where I don't. But if you want to make the picture a little more abstract or kind of different looking, then you can start playing around with the corrections. So I choose this kind of extreme brighter color, and I also do some things with the color saturation and color tone. Of course, you can choose any one of these depending on what you're doing. And then you can even go even further and choose one of these artistic effects. And so then you get this kind of heightened, abstract kind of feel to the image. The next thing, once you've done that, I do some cropping on the image. This is a stock image and it's a lot bigger, so I crop it down to exactly what I want to show, even down to small details on what I'm trying to emphasize, and then resize the picture so that it's large on the screen here. And then you animate it, and the animation is just simply a wipe and a fade out. So the wipe is actually going to be a lot of time. It takes 2 or 3 seconds for each one of these wipes, and you'll see the window here for the animation. It's pretty large, but with the Animation Painter tool, once you've actually animated one of these things, click on it and then click on Animation Painter, and then click on the next image, and it will just copy that animation to the next image. So you'll have a wipe that reveals the image, and then a wipe that takes it off. And then you just start moving these around, kind of jumbling them up, because you'll have one come on, another one come on, a third one come on, and then that first one fade off, and then the second one fade off, and then a fourth one come on. And it's good to vary it up so that it's not all kind of predictable. It's like you get this nice motion feeling to it. So we'll look at that again. And all right, so that's basically the technique, but I wanted to also just take it one level deeper to perhaps give you some ideas on how to approach those decisions on what to do with your image and what it's really based on. It's certainly nothing that I came up with. I learned this from school and whatever, an experience. And traveling around Europe, going to art galleries and things like that, and staring at paintings for a long time, and actually I actually visited this patio in Arles. This is a picture from Vincent van Gogh, where I was never served. I was a single person there, and they wouldn't serve me. They were just too busy with all the other people spending lots of money. So my impression, being an impressionist painting here, is quite different than what you see here. But basically, the idea of taking an image and then adding fuzzy to it and changing the color and all that kind of stuff, and everyone's like, well, why do you do that? What's the point? And the point is because it increases attention and interest. Because when you take something out of reality, I mean, if you just show them the straight image of the guy holding the cell phone, it's boring. It's just what we see all the time when we walk out in the street. But when you start overlaying images like the ones that I was showing you, and you add that fuzzy and you change the color or whatever like that, now you're seeing something a little bit different. And those kinds of things can make you feel something different. And that's really the point. What do you want them to feel? And we use abstraction, basically the idea of changing something from reality into something the way that it doesn't look, to increase those emotions. And so you look at Impressionism is the easiest way to understand this concept, which is and it's in the word, Impressionism. They're trying to give you an impression of what it was like to be there, standing there in this square and looking at this scene. They're not showing you, and they're not interested in showing you what it really looked like, because that's irrelevant. They want to show you what it looked like to your emotions. If you were standing there, what they were feeling when they saw this. And so, we've got this warm color here. This looks like a nice place to be. Okay, this person looked at this patio and said, that's the place I want to be tonight. I want to sit there. This is just great. I don't want to be down here in this dark alley or something like that. This is the warm, inviting place with people on it. There's people walking around in the street. The cobblestones did not look like this, but you get an impression of this is how it felt to this person when they looked at the cobblestones and these purples and things like that. I mean, they were not purple cobblestones. They're brown. I was there. I saw them, and these lights in here, kind of warm and inviting. And so this is all, stars do not look like this, but this is the impression that the painter had when they looked at it. And so you go, what do I want my viewer to feel? And then you start to use abstraction to get them to feel it. Copywriting is an abstraction. It's an abstraction of language, and language itself is an abstraction, but it's an idea that it is not a naturally occurring thing, copywriting. We painstakingly choose each word in order to make somebody feel something, all right? It has the impression, it has the feeling of, that it's normal kind of conversation or whatever, but it's not. It's removed from reality, but it doesn't make us go, oh, this is not real. The emotions carry us away and make us believe and want to believe and gain our interest, attention, stir our emotions. And this is everywhere. You see this in like fashion design. High heels are not naturally occurring things. They're an abstraction. They make the body and the calf muscle and all that, do different things that are not naturally occurring. That's an abstraction, and it makes you feel a certain emotion. Okay, you see something differently when somebody wears something different. They're abstracting their own body, their own look, to give off an emotion. Okay, And if this wasn't if we didn't react to, this abstraction, boy, there wouldn't be art, there wouldn't be fashion, the world would be a pretty boring place. And so as a marketer or as a content creator, you want to be kind of aware of this idea of abstracting things in order to gain interest and attention. We are not abstracting things just to make them strange or weird. We have a definite goal in mind saying, I want somebody to feel this. Feel, in this case, he wants us to feel like, this is a warm, friendly place, nice place to be, beautiful summer evening, friendly people around. Okay, how do I do that? Well, I choose these warm colors, okay, and I choose this kind of, look of the street, and I want the feeling of other things still going on in the town and whatever. And yes, it's dark down there, but there's some lights on, and people are around, and this is just an overall friendly place. If you type in Impressionism in Google and do a search and then hit images, you're going to just see a whole lot of this. And again, they're typically not focused on details. They give you the broad strokes, of what the feeling is, what the feeling they want you to have if you were there at this place. Now we'll go back to the presentation, and you'll see here in this presentation, there's a lot of time I'm just dealing it to them straight. It's just like basic, straight. Here's the words, here's the basic picture, sort of told in an interesting way. But then you want to add something else to it, you see. So that's a very abstract, I want to focus them on, something else, and I'm going to add sound in there that's going to make it more abstract, add music that's going to make it more abstract. And the more abstract I make it, unless I'm not losing them, then the more emotion it's going to have. And so you bring it up to these kind of crescendos of like, getting their attention and interest. Boom, I want your attention and interest now. And the way I'm doing that is with abstraction. Okay, so I'm using lots of things here. I'm cropping the image. That's one thing. I'm changing the color. I'm changing the saturation. I'm varying the pace. I'm doing all these things, and the more things I do that are just not naturally occurring ways of perceiving things in reality, the more attention and interest I get. Yes, you can certainly lose people by being too abstract, and you don't obviously want to do that. So make sure that you are very clear on what you want the attention and interest to be on, and then go right for the jugular on, getting them to put that attention and interest on there using abstraction. So close-ups of whatever you're showing, different color to make sure that the interest goes a certain place. If you look back at this painting, whatever, there was probably details up here and other things and whatever like that the artist just left out. He says, I don't want you to pay attention to that. I want your attention to be on this and on the overall feeling of the evening. Okay, there's nothing in this picture that betrays the one emotion that he wants you to feel, or the one or two emotions that he wants you to feel. He's not making you think about some other thing, political idea or details up here or something like that, or, person sticking their head out the window or whatever like that. He's chose to leave all that out and says, I'm just going to focus on this one thing. This painting is very, very abstract, but it doesn't lose me. I am very clear on what this painting is. I've been there, in fact. It's an actual real place. It does exist in reality. But, his feelings and the feelings that he's chosen to paint about are very, very, very clear. So don't go crazy with the abstraction where you lose. It should be very, very clear that you want them to focus on this particular emotion. And if you show your video to somebody and you say to them, well, what were you feeling in that section? They should answer immediately. Okay. You know, it's like if you look at this painting, I can tell you immediately. I go, oh, well, this is a warm, nice, interesting place to be. I'd like to go and sit on that patio. Yeah, I like what I'm seeing here. I want to be there, you know. Yeah, okay, that's it, you know. I mean, who doesn't look at this painting and say that? Everybody should have the same emotion to this painting for the most part. You know, 99 out of 100, I would say. Other paintings are much more abstract and therefore are open to more interpretation, and that's also the point perhaps the artist is making, is that, you know, look, some people are going to feel this way about it and other people are going to feel that way about it, and then they can talk about it, and that's kind of interesting. But in certainly in marketing, and you know, depending on what kind of content you make, you're going to want to be in great control over what they feel at what moment. And just so you know, like, you know, if you look at any television commercial, you're going to be able to pick out 10, 12, 15, 20 things that they're doing that are abstract. Slow motion is abstract. Fast motion is abstract. You know, different lens sizes. Long lenses are more and more. The longer the lens, more abstract. The wider the lens, the more abstract. Your eye is a 50 millimeter lens. Okay, that's the lens on the camera that approximates the eye. So anything longer or shorter than 50 millimeters is going to be more and more abstract. Wider and wider and wider till you finally get a fisheye lens. You're totally bending and distorting the actual look of something, but it gives off a really strong feeling. And then in commercials, you're going to see overlapping images, and there's always music, and then there's voiceover, which is specifically placed. All of those are abstractive techniques to get you to focus your attention on something, therefore stir your emotions. And when your emotions are stirred, you're ripe to being persuaded to take action of some sort, or to think about something and have it stored in your memory. Certainly that's the the object of a lot of advertising. All right, so I hope you've enjoyed this video, and yeah, please share, you know, click the share buttons below. I'd really appreciate it. Tell people about Speedy Web Videos. Sign up for our affiliate program, make some money. There's practically no refunds on this particular product, so because it's just $37. And got a lot of really cool people in here now, and so reach out to me if you need some help. But do share it and tell your friends about it, and sign up for the affiliate program if you want to make some money. Very easy to do. You can be promoting it in literally 90 seconds. So we will connect with you again soon. And take care. Have a great day. Bye.